Okay, we are live here at our Derma Group head office. My name is Danielle. I am the National Sales and Education Manager for our company. So hopefully a few people will hop on and say hi. If you do see us live, come on and say hello in the comments. We're going to be talking today about one of... It's a tough topic when you're in the beauty industry, actually. It's all about setting your prices, which is, it can be really hard when you're first starting out. So if you're kind of diving into the exciting world of beauty and you are about to set up a brand new beauty business, or maybe you're already in the industry, but obviously you're evolving with your treatments and things like that, it's always a difficult one to know where to kind of set your pricing, isn't it? So that was one of the things that we were looking at today. So if that's been you, if you're about to embark on this journey, or perhaps that you're thinking about going into some new treatments, but you're kind of thinking, well, how can I price this? Obviously you want to make profit for your business, but you still want to be ethical with your clients, then you're in the right place, because that's what we're going to talk about today. So it's a topic that can be an absolute game changer when you are in business. Today's topic all about deciding the best pricing strategy for your salon. There'll be options as well to put things in the comments. So any questions that you may have that you've thought about in the past and you'd like to get our viewpoint on it, then please pop them in the comments and we will always come back to them, even if we don't answer straight away on the live today. So before we dive into the nitty gritty of everything, as I say, I'll just introduce myself and share a little bit about my journey. So my name's Danielle. I'm the National Sales and Education Manager for Derma Group, and I actually joined this business because I purchased a machine from Derma Group. I had a clinic. I was qualified in aesthetics. I eventually went on to become a trainer as well, and that's something that is still a big passion of mine. But I was looking in the industry to step up. I think that when you are in the beauty industry, you kind of get to a point within your career where you feel as though you need to be offering more for your clients. There's only ever so much we can do by hand. And as much as I absolutely love injectables, my client base are kind of 35, 40 plus. They're looking for that lifting, that tightening, that lovely rejuvenation, but they're looking a lot of the time for natural solutions to things. So that was kind of what led me to starting to look for a machine within the industry that could kind of offer my clients that and give them that kind of non-surgical facelift, if you like, without the need for necessarily using a dermal filler or maybe toxin. So I started doing my research, and wow, it's a minefield. When you're looking to purchase a new device, there is so much out there. There are so many companies. The prices are wild. So some can be like right at the bottom end, some are right at the top end. And I think that depending on where you're kind of opening your business and what you're offering and who your client base are, it can be really hard to kind of know what the best solution is, because you kind of accept the fact that you need to invest in something. You know that you want to take your business to the next level. We have a responsibility to our clients to keep our treatments up to date and offer them the best, because at the end of the day, if we don't, then they're going to go elsewhere. But I think it's very much a case of how do we meet the client's expectation. You don't want to be spending, whether it be £5,000 or £50,000, it's still a lot of money if at the end of the day you're not getting the result for that client. And meeting clients' expectations is one of the hardest things, because we understand that we've got to go on a bit of a journey with the clients, but sometimes because being in the beauty industry and what we need to charge our clients when we're factoring in all of these things can be a really difficult one, can't it? So that was kind of where I was at on the journey. Looked around a lot of different companies and eventually settled on Derma Group to purchase my device. And it was the best decision I ever made. It changed my business in so many ways, hence why I now work with the company. So initially I kind of started just sharing my journey with people and working a bit closer with some of the clinics, and eventually went on to be the trainer. And I'm absolutely privileged to be in the role that I am, actually, and to be able to kind of share my experience, because one thing that I think is massively missing in this industry is transparency and honesty. There is so many people that will kind of dupe you into doing the wrong thing, and if you've had a bad experience with something, it really can put you off. So I love my role. I love the fact that I get to speak to these clinics and salons and we build our relationship together. And it's a lovely role to have. So that's kind of a little bit about my background, but I remember the early days. I remember kind of setting up all the excitement, the challenges, and I remember like first doing all my courses for my treatments, and I was so focused on that it was then like, now I need to find my clients, and I didn't have a shop front. So like many of our clients, obviously we do have our big city centre clinics. We're in some beautiful prestigious spas and hotels, but we have a lot of people that were in a similar situation to myself. And, especially after COVID, where I think a lot of us were getting smarter with kind of our overheads, made sense to be able to work from home, whether that be a conversion of the garage or something in the garden, like a summer house or something like that. And that was me. So when you don't have a shop front, it's really difficult, because you need to be able to not only attract these clients in, and we did a live on that a couple of days ago. So if you missed that one, we've done a couple of great lives on when you're first starting out your business. You can always catch back up on them. You'll find them over on the Reels section of our page. But obviously it's finding your clients, but pricing was like a real puzzle, because there is so much to consider. Like, how do you know where you fit? You want to get your clients in, but you don't want to devalue your services or who you are or your experience. So it takes some trial and error, and that's totally normal. And I think if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed in that situation, you're definitely not alone. Although you can certainly feel it in the beauty industry. It is a bit cutthroat, isn't it? I'm sure you'll agree if you've been working within the industry for a while. But there's loads of different factors that can kind of play such a crucial role when it comes to shaping your pricing and thinking about your strategy. So these were kind of some of the tips that we'd put together and wanted to talk about today, because it might be it might help or inspire some of you if you've got some new treatments that you're offering, or maybe you are, like I say, just starting out in the industry. So I think the first thing that we need to talk about is when you're thinking about what to charge your clients, what you think is the right thing to do. It might be that you're thinking about your expertise. How experienced are you within your industry? Have you got any particular skills? Is there anything that you offer that's quite unique? What makes your salon stand out? What makes you different? Are you offering any bespoke treatments, perhaps? I always think if there's something that you're really passionate about, something that you could talk about forever, that should be kind of your niche, if you like. I think it's really good to have a speciality in the industry. It's really what makes you stand out. So when you're thinking about putting your prices together, really highlight your skills. Do that through your social media, whether it be that you're doing that through your website or email campaigns, or however it is that you're kind of reaching out to your clients. Also as well, you do have to consider your location. Plays a really big part, obviously, because you're going to have different overheads and things like that. But also, not just about the overheads that you have, but you have to think about what's the vibe like in your area. Is it a younger vibe? Is it maybe older clients? Because you have to be able to cater to those needs and think and explore that demographic and what it is that they're really looking for. There's ways that you can go on and Google some of the most Googled treatments within your area, so you can really find your niche and what you might want to offer. It could be that you're in more of a female-based area, and also as well, like, what are your community values? Is there something that is very, your community values very much? For me in business, one of the things I've definitely learned. Hey Bev, good to see you on. Bev she's an amazing esthetician based in Newcastle. It's lovely to see some of, people that we've worked with on here as well. And yeah, it's all about, I've lost my train of thought now, giving back. So one of the things I've definitely learned in business is that when you give back to your community, that can really put your name on the map. So it doesn't have to be that you're spending loads of money, but is there a value in your community that you could maybe become a part of to get your name out there for people to know who you are and what your passions are? Definitely something to think about. As we touched on a second ago, and we were talking about your location, another one is your overhead costs. So you really need to break down everything. It's not just the cost of the treatment. There's so many more things to factor in. You've got operational expenses. Like, do you pay rent? Are you renting somewhere? Whereabouts are you? Because some people's rent's going to be far higher than others, depending on area as well. Utilities, any type of investments in your marketing, the products that you're using. all of these things, if you want to make a success in your business as well, you have to look at these things honestly, because I think there's a real perception out there that if you come into the beauty industry, it's easy money. And if you want to stand out and you want to be one of those longer lasting clinics and salons, you really have to let that go and think about giving value back to your clients and doing things in the right way and ethically as well. But also as well, when it comes to your pricing, you need to set your standard, because you need to make sure all of these things are covered. So it's not just about making that fast money initially, because then it can go like that if you're not kind of covering all the bases. Have a little look as well at your competitor pricing. I do think that throughout your journey in business, that's something that always needs to be factored in. What are others doing? You know, not because you want to necessarily copy them in any way, but just to find like your unique space in the market and what you can offer. You know, I remember when I was first setting up, and aesthetics is everywhere, you know, it's on every corner, isn't it? Let's be honest now. You know, I had girls down the road from me charging half of what I was charging. But I also know that a lot of what they were doing probably wasn't ethically right, because by the time, let's take toxin for example, by the time I factored in the cost of my product, my overheads, perhaps a prescribing fee, I knew that what some of the other you know, people in the industry were charging around me, they couldn't possibly be using ethical products. And I wanted to stand by my value to bring my client what they deserve, and to really give them that correct treatment and not be duping people. So, you know, you're always going to have that in every business, aren't you? So it is about standing proud for what you really value. Beauty industry is our niche, but running the business is the nuts and bolts of your success. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. It is our niche, but how you run your business and what your values are is absolutely 100% what will shine through in the end. And I think that you have really got to stand proud, and it can sometimes take a little bit longer, but what you'll get is a real loyal and trustworthy client base that just won't go anywhere else, because you'll build that relationship with them. You have to also factor in your time. I'm somebody that puts quite a lot of time into my treatments, and I know that a lot of other people do as well. You know, we tend to kind of attract clients into Derma Group that align with our values, and that really is about giving a real thorough consultation, making sure that you're really listening to your client, and actually that you're going over and above, not to just offer them a treatment, but to factor in many other sides of their life that could be affecting how they look and how they feel, because we all know that if you feel good, you look better on the outside anyway. So it's really about giving a thorough consultation and spending that time with your clients. So that's got to be factored in if you're going to, you know, do that over somebody who might just kind of say, yeah, in you come, there's the beauty bed, lie down, let me do your treatment out, and then it's like a conveyor belt and the next person comes in. So if, you know, that's not really who we are as a company. We spend time with, you know, with our clinics, as I do with my individual clients. So that has to be factored in when you're looking at your prices as well. So, you know, when you are thinking about all of these things, definitely you want to be looking at your location, you want to be looking at your overhead costs, you want to be looking at your competitor pricing, and also your time and your resources as well. We'll be investing in lots of different things, but at the end of the day, if you're doing that, it's because you're wanting a real quality business, and I think that's what stands out here. So these are kind of like a few of the tips that I've kind of just picked up along the way, and obviously speaking to our clinics and clients as well. Another one is just research. You know, always knowledge is power at the end of the day, and I just think that you might be qualified in something, but it never stops there. For you to keep providing your clients the best treatments, the best consultation, the best overall experience within your business, you constantly have to invest in yourself, in your business, in your staff as well, to make sure that everybody is aligned with the core values of your business. And also as well, you need to be staying informed of like any current industry trends, you know, so it's all about what's coming up, what is like the new hype, what are clients looking for at the minute. It's anti-aging. Everybody wants anti-aging, and we're looking for natural ways of having it as well. Another great tip is to really value yourself, like never let go of what it is that you can offer. I'm sure that if you have had any experience in this industry, and you can pop it in the comments below, you'll maybe have at one point or another fallen down a rabbit hole of comparisonitis. We all get it, don't we? You look at somebody else's social media, you might look at how many comments and likes they've got on pictures, and it can really make you question yourself sometimes about, oh, you know, am I doing a good enough job? And comparison is the thief of joy, as they say. I always think, stay in your own lane, keep working on you, come back to your core values. We did a live the other day on creating what your mission and vision statement is. If you know what your mission is, even if you're in business on your own, whether you've got a bigger company, your mission, it should be aligned, as should your vision for the future. So when you're feeling sometimes a little bit low, because as we know, business ebbs and flows, you can come back to your core values, come back to what your mission was and your vision is for the future, and that will always set you back on that path to know that, you're doing the right thing. Imposter syndrome is a really big one in this industry, and if you feel it sometimes, it's totally normal. You're definitely not alone. And just remember as well, when it comes to setting your pricing, you've got flexibility. Nothing's ever set in stone. Just be open to reassessing things every now and again. And, you've got to constantly be doing your research all the time. You need to base things on feedback, changes in the current climate and market and things that are being offered. It's just an ongoing process. So, one of my first devices I ever bought from this company was the Derma RF, and I bought it because, as I said earlier, anti-aging is such a big one at the minute, and my clients were looking for a natural way of having that lifting, that tightening of the jowls, the neck area, and I wanted to be able to cover that. And I obviously then realised that the machine can do so much more than that. You can treat excessive sweating, stretch marks, cellulite, anywhere where there's loose skin. And it's been a game changer, as I say. But because I know that I've, been able to purchase from an ethical company at a great monthly price, it means that when we have quiet times in the clinic or the salon, and everybody does, it means that you can play around a little bit with your pricing and still be able to give your clients a great deal and make some good profit for you and cover your overheads. So when you're looking at what to add on for your new treatments, perhaps if you're buying a new machine, these are factors that you have to consider. It's no use having all this pressure, because if you build a business in stress, your clients feel it, you know what I mean? And it's like, you need to be happy with your decisions and what you're doing. Oh, Kirsten, it's so lovely to see you on. So Kirsten is a client of ours, and I know currently on the road just to add in some more machines into your business. So we're so excited for you. But that's so honest of you to say that you feel it a lot with Instagram. I think Instagram is so hard, isn't it? Like, if you're an individual business, unless you know like loads about how to brand yourself, perhaps Canva courses and things like that, it is really, really difficult to kind of get it right. And if you're anything like me, I change my mind like the wind. So one minute I want a blue theme, then I want it to be green, then I want it to be gold. And it's just always the way, isn't it? And we look at other people's things, but I think you've got to kind of try and just stay focused on your vision. And actually, when I sat down and revisited what my mission and vision was and what my core values are, it really helps to kind of take that comparison feeling away. But social media is scary, and we were talking about this on the live the other day and saying actually it feels like another job in itself. I actually have a course that I offer that kind of helps clinics and clients with that. It's a course that I am still kind of on the journey with, but it's been really helpful for me. Lots of knowledge in there, and I think that again that's part of investing in yourself as an individual and as a business as well. So I think that it's always a little bit of a minefield when it comes to first setting up all your pricing and everything. But if you've got any questions at all about pricing, if there's anything that you're kind of wanting to ask, please drop it into the comments. As I say, we'll always come back and answer. But at the end of the day, you've just got to remember that your business, your salon, your clinic, it's a reflection of your passion. It's a reflection of your expertise, and setting the right prices is a journey. So it doesn't happen overnight. So hopefully if you found some value in today's chat, give us a shout out in the comments. It'd be nice to know if you watch live or if you are watching it back on catch up. Maybe you could give us like a bit of a hashtag catch up in there as well. Stay inspired, keep spreading the beauty, and we will catch up with you on Friday for our next video, which is going to be all about skincare. So we will catch you then. Thank you all so much again.